Colorado High School Activities Association is on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. From Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado, the Brush Beet Diggers, 7-5 on the season, face the University Bulldogs, 11-2. Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Fergus. We'll play a little bit of catch-up here as we get going. The first pitch is brought to you by Buildings by Design. When it comes to experience, Buildings by Design is the best in the business. Quality, commitment, and experience makes Buildings by Design the only choice when it comes to your next project. And the first pitch, we're going to play a little bit of catch-up. Braxton Shelton on a 1-2 count strikes out River Jackson. And for the next hitter, Greg Garza, he came to the plate, and on a 3-2 pitch, he struck out on a changeup by Braxton Shelton. There's 2 outs in the inning, and to the plate comes Logan Getting, hitting from the left side. Getting is going to be the starting pitcher for the University Bulldogs today. So here we are, the top of the first inning, 2 outs. Shelton on the mound, and Getting fouls that down the third base, past third base coach's box. So let me set lineup for Brush Beet Diggers. Braxton Shelton is on the mound for the Brush Beet Diggers. Ty Griffith behind the plate. Metlin at third. Cesar Hinojos short. Kyle Wellen at second. Alejandro Maltos Garcia at first. Pitch from Shelton on the inside corner, a ball. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Getting. In the outfield, we got Caden Schwint in left, Jace Krieger in center, Ivan Cardenas in right field. Full count, the payoff pitch, 2 outs, 3-2 from Shelton. And that one is skied a mile high. It's going to be in playable territory. And Maltos Garcia, first baseman, comes over right in front of the Bulldog dugout and squeezes that for the third out. So in the top of the first inning, University, no runs, no hits, no Brush Beet Digger errors, and nobody left on base. We'll have lineups for you when we're back in 1 minute. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. You're back to Beet Digger Baseball against the University Bulldogs. We'll go with starting lineup for your Brush Beet Diggers. Beet Digger lineup is brought to you by Equitable Savings and Loan. Mobile banking on the go makes banking easier for you when you're on the go. Check it out today. Today, Kyle Wellen will lead off. Caden Moriarty will be the designated hitter. He'll be hitting second hole. Braxton Shelton hitting third. Ty Griffith hitting fourth. Cesar Hinojos fifth. Ivan Cardenas sixth. Alejandro Maltos Garcia hits out of the 7th spot. Jace Krieger will be hitting 8th, and Caden Schwint will be hitting in the 9th hole. Sam Metlin will be playing third base, and but he'll be DH for today. For University, Weber in left, Chacon in right, Disparty in right. Chacon in center, Disparty in right. Padilla at third, Garza at short, Jackson at second, Towell at first, Logan Getting on the hill, and Dalton Yace behind the plate. The first pitch from Getting to Kyle Wellen, a ball. Check that. Umpire called a strike. Count evens 1 ball, 1 strike to Kyle Wellen. Wellen comes to the plate, hitting .342, leading off the game for the Beet Diggers, who are on a 2-game losing streak. Pitch from Getting, a little bit low. 2 balls and a strike to Kyle Wellen. Brush Beet Diggers wearing their maroon uniforms with the marigold stripes. The pitch from Getting, upstairs, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike to Kyle Wellen. Brush needs to get off to a good start today. Getting with the pitch, and Wellen fouls that back up and over the screen. Getting comes into the game. Starting pitcher for University with a 2-0 record. He's pitched 16 innings and has a 3.00 ERA. The pitch from Getting swung on and missed by Kyle Wellen for a strikeout. Moriarty comes to the plate. Designated hitter today, Moriarty hitting .394 for the Brush Beet Diggers. Getting out of his 16 innings, and Moriarty fouls that back and to the left side. 16 innings, he has 21 strikeouts, has 10 base on balls. Getting stands 6'4", weighs a little over 200. Getting gets a sign from Dalton Yates, the pitch, and Moriarty fouls that back down the left field line. It's still within the fence area. Left fielder gives chase, but nothing doing. Can't catch up to it before it falls foul. So getting up on Moriarty with an 0-2 count. Getting looking in over his glove. Stands right in the middle of the rubber. Brings curveball. Low and inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Caden Moriarty. Got a little bit of a late start today. We had tech issues, but we got things fixed right now. Moriarty fouls that to the first base dugout and off the screen, and that makes it all the way down to the bullpen area down the right field line. Getting gets a sign from Yates. Getting and Yates working together. The pitch upstairs and all the way to the screen, but it backstop ricochets back to Yates. Yates picks it up, gets it back to Getting. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Moriarty. Brush had a rough game on Saturday. Pitch from Getting, took a little bit off. 2-2 pitch, strikeout at the knees, caught looking. Brush was ahead 2-0 going to the bottom of the 7th inning, and then gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. They scored a run in the top of the 8th, and then Sterling scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th in order to win it in the extra inning. Brings to the plate Braxton Shelton. Braxton Shelton hitting .471 on the season, getting the pitch. Strike inside corner at the knees. Brush's record falls to 7-5. Brush's 5 losses are to top 10 teams within the state of Colorado. Pitch from Getting outside. Shelton does not offer. 2 losses to Eaton, 2 losses to Sterling, and I think they interchange between the coaches poll and between RPI as to who's number 1. Shelton fouls that back into the screen. Shelton down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. They retrieve the ball down the right field line, got it back to the catcher Yates, gives it to the umpire. Getting shakes off first pitch, and the pitch comes a little bit low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Braxton Shelton. Two-two pitch, the offering. He took us a little bit off. Ball, it was down in the dirt, skips off the plate to Yates. Yates pulls it up and gets it back to his pitcher. Logan Getting is a junior. Dylan Yates, the catcher, is a sophomore for the University Bulldogs. A pitch, low, and Shelton walks. 2-out walk to Braxton Shelton. Brings to the plate Ty Griffith. The only junior for the Beat Diggers in today's starting lineup. The rest are seniors. Courtesy runner, Caden Schwint, comes on to run for the pitcher, Braxton Shelton. So Caden Lefevre on at first. Griffith comes to the plate. Just a few ticks behind Braxton Shelton in batting average. Griffith hitting a .467 clip. Lefevre leads off at first, Getting from the stretch, the pitch. And that ball, about a 59-foot fastball in the dirt. Yates blocks it, keeps Lefevre from being able to advance to second. Outfield pretty much plays straight up, left, center, right. Medium depth, infield, normal depth. 2 outs in the inning. Lefevre leads off at first. Getting gets a sign from Yaste. The offering. Low and inside. A ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Ty Griffith. Ty Griffith comes up. Second game in a row, hitting in the number 4 hole for the Beet Diggers. The pitch from Getting. And Griffith hits the ball to shortstop, and the ball is late to second base. And Lefevre slides in safe at second. So Brush has runners at first and second. Infield hit for Braxton Shelton. The ball was just hit deep into the hole at shortstop. And River Jackson corralled it and got it to the second baseman, Greg Garza, but Lefevre got down the line quick enough. The pitch from Getting to Cesar Hinojos, a strike at the knees. Hinojos comes to the plate, hitting .296. Getting, looking back, and then brings the pitch, and Hinojos fouls that back and over the screen. Hinojos down in the count. See if he can get something for the Brush Beet Diggers with 2 outs and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the first inning. Griffith with a good lead. Lefevre with a good lead, and the pitch low. A ball and 2 strikes to Hinojos. Hinojos wears 22 on his back. Getting gets the sign from his catcher Yaste. Looks back at second base and brings the pitch. And that ball is low and in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes to number 22, Cesar Hinojos. Beet Diggers with runners at first and second here in the bottom of the first. That's a positive, but let's see if we can get them around and score here and get Brush a lead. Getting gets a sign and back to second base. Lefevre is back safely. Garza was the one that was covering from second base. University with 4 seniors on the team. Getting brings the pitch upstairs. Took a little bit off. Payoff pitch from Getting to Hinojos. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Runners at first and second. They'll both be off. Make sure there's not a pickoff move. Runners are off. Pitch. Hinojos swings through the pitch. A little bit low, but swings through the pitch for strike 3. So for the Brush Beet Diggers, no runs, no hits. No runs, 1 hit. 2 runners left. No errors by the University Bulldogs after 1 complete inning of play. Brush 0, University 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're back to Sunset Field. A little bit overcast sky. No wind. Amazing. Here it is in April, and I think probably out of the 19 days in April, we've had wind on 18 of them, or so it seems. But after the first inning, Brush Beet Diggers had 2 runners on but weren't able to capitalize, leave 2 runners stranded. Score Brush 0, University 0. Shelton has taken his last few warm-up tosses. And coming to the plate will be Parker Disparty. Disparty hitting .359 for the University Bulldogs. Disparty playing right field today. Wears 35 on his back. The last pitch from Shelton, and Griffith throws down to Wellen covering at second. Beet Diggers gather around their pitcher, give encouragement. Coach Casey Miller runs over to the third base box for the University Bulldogs. University wearing white uniforms, sleeveless tops, but they've got blue undershirts, dark blue undershirts on today. So Disparty comes to the plate, a senior for the Bulldogs, and a pitch from Shelton, a strike at the waist. No offer by Disparty. Shelton working quickly, rocks and fires, and Esparti hits the ball on a line drive, one hop to Krieger in center field. Base hit. So the Diggers have a hit. The Bulldogs have a hit. Brings to the plate Cannon Padilla. It's 349. He's hitting third. He's playing third base for the University Bulldogs. Esparti had a lead. Shelton stepped off the rubber, stepped off the mound completely, and Esparti goes back. Padilla and Shelton steps off the back and calls for his catcher in order to be able to come out and visit, just to make sure they've got their signs straight and they're not crossed up. It was sunny today around the noon hour, but these clouds, high clouds, have just moved in. But the nice thing is there's not any wind today, so Shelton will be from the stretch. First pitch to Cannon Padilla, curve ball and bunted back to Shelton, and Shelton throws to second, Wellen, and gets the out at second base. So nice play by Shelton. He saw there was an opportunity. Ball topped, and Braxton Shelton, the ball was topped between first base and the pitcher's mound. Shelton gets over and picks it up and throws to first base for the out. Shelton working quickly. Cannon Padilla on at second base. Connor Weber at the plate. Weber comes to the plate, hitting .292. Towle ended up topping that ball, and Shelton picked it up and got it to first base. So 2 outs in the inning. Padilla on at second. Weber, the sophomore, at bat. The pitch from Shelton swung on, and Weber was late on that pitch. Weber down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Shelton looks back at Padilla at second, brings the pitch, Shelton, and Padilla steals third base. Pitch was inside, and Ty Griffith just couldn't get a handle on that. And Padilla steals third. With 2 outs, Padilla leads off at third base. Connor Weber, the hitter. Shelton from the full windup, and Weber chases the pitch out of the zone for strike 3, so a strikeout swinging. After 1.5 innings of play, University 0, Brush Beet Diggers 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. We're back to Brush Baseball, Brush Beet Digger Baseball on 1010. University Bulldogs, rated number 2 in the state by some in the poll, if I remember right. And I think they're number 2 in RPI. But then again, that RPI changes around enough. Logan Getting is on the hill for the University Bulldogs. And Coming to the plate for your Brush Beet Diggers, Ivan Cardenas. Cardenas comes to the plate, the right fielder today, hitting .367. This is probably something that doesn't happen too often, but Logan Getting, 27 pitches in the bottom of the first inning, and he threw more balls than strikes. I'm sure Coach Miller wants to see that the other way around, where he throws more strikes. Getting gets the sign and brings the pitch to Cardenas. Cardenas, one hopper, ball hit back to Getting. Getting fields it cleanly and throws the ball over to first base for the out. 1-3 on the putout. Alejandro Maltos Garcia comes to the plate. Hondo hitting .310. Pitch from Getting. Strike at the waist to Alejandro Maltos Garcia. First baseman, your starting lineup for your Brush Beet Diggers. Getting gets a sign, rocks, and fires. Maltos Garcia fouls that to the screen over by the first base dugout. Falls behind in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Getting peers over his glove, full windup, throws that pitch. Yaste reaches high in order to be able to corral that pitch before it goes all the way to the screen. Maltos Garcia digs in with an open stance. The pitch. Maltos Garcia fouls that back. And that ball is foul, and it's going to be just really close to the concession stand. Verna Mares is running the concession stand here in Brush today. She serves up a pretty good Verna burger, as well as all the sundry items that you would have in a concession stand. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hondo. Getting, working quickly, the pitch. Hondo fouls that back into the screen. One ball, 2 strikes. Getting peers over his glove, gets a sign from Yaste, brings the pitch. Curveball, and Hondo hits the ball out, about a 5-hopper to Garza at second. Garza collects it after fumbling it and gets it over to Riggs Towell, the first baseman, for the out. 4-3 on the putout. 2 down in the inning. Both teams have a hit. University left 1 runner in the second inning. Brush left 2 runners in the bottom of the first inning. Pitch from Getting to Jace Krieger, hitting 8th and playing center field for the Brush Beet Diggers today. Krieger wears number 34, Getting the offering, and Krieger fouls out into the University dugout. Count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting gets a sign and brings the pitch. Inside corner, a strike at the knees. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Jace Krieger. 2 outs in the inning. Nobody on for the Beet Diggers. The pitch from Getting. Curveball upstairs. He's just not getting on top of his curveball to the point where his release is a little bit behind his head, and that's why those pitches are coming in high to the batter. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. The pitch to Krieger, and Krieger swings through the pitch for a swinging strikeout. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left for the Beet Diggers. After 2 complete innings of play, University 0, Brush Beet Diggers 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beet Diggers and the University Bulldogs hooked up in a scoreless battle after 2 innings of play. Tate Chacon will come to the plate for the University Bulldogs here in the top of the third inning. Tate comes into the game hitting .333 and plays center field for the University Bulldogs. Braxton Shelton, his last warm-up, a throw down from Ty Griffith. Tate Chacon, a senior, for the Bulldogs. Chacon wears number 2. Coach Odell is making sure that the umpire, Ron Metcalf, has a full supply. So that delayed things just a little bit. Shelton, 24 pitches through 2 innings. The pitch to Chacon, upstairs, a ball. Chacon does have 1 home run on the season. The pitch from Shelton on the inside portion of the plate, and Chacon gets out of the way. 2 balls, no strikes to Chacon. Shelton working quickly. Strike at the knees on the outside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Shelton gets a sign from Griffith, working the pitch, and Chacon swings through. Strike 2. Pitch was letter high, outside corner. 2-2. And Shelton strikes Chacon out. Swinging strike on a pitch that was up in Chacon's eyes. Dalton Yates comes to the batter's box wearing number 1 on his back. He hits .389 on the season. Number 9 in the lineup. Pitch from Shelton, a strike at the knees. Shelton goes up in the count. 0-1. Yates fouls that back to the screen. And he's down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Braxton Shelton working very quickly. 31 pitches on the day, 21 strikes, 10 balls. Here in the top of the third inning, the pitch from Shelton fouled back and to the screen. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. I'm sure University is going to start to try to disrupt Braxton Shelton's rhythm as Shelton gets a ball, gets a sign, and fires. Here's the pitch, and that ball back to the screen, fouled off by Dalton Yates. Braxton doesn't waste any time, gets a sign, rocks and fires, low, ball 1. Pitch was just below the knees, but nobody offered that was strike 3. Pitch from Shelton, curveball, and that's fouled back by Yates to the screen. 4 foul balls in this one at bat by Yates. Seventh pitch of the at bat will be on its way in just a moment. In the pitch and ball outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Braxton is just ready to go. The pitch from Shelton, curveball, inside. Almost hit Yates' back leg. Shelton's curveball just kind of kept backing up. It just got a little bit closer. The pitch, the payoff pitch, and that ball's fouled down the right field line by Dalton Yates. River Jackson, the on-deck circle, getting several balls back into play to Ty Griffith, hands them to the umpire. The payoff pitch to Dalton Yaste from Braxton Shelton, upstairs, ball 4. Pitch walk induced by Dalton Yaste. Looks like Chance Carell be the courtesy runner for Dalton Yaste at first base. River Jackson comes to the plate, struck out looking his first at bat. Shelton, the first time through the order, 39 pitches. From the stretch, Shelton, the offering, and ball lined up the middle, base hit to center field, and Carell gets to second base, and Jackson has a base hit. Runners at first and second with 1 out. Greg Garza comes to the plate. Garza struck out looking also, his first at bat. Didn't even get to Garza's batting average, 692. This is not slow pitch softball. Runners at first and second. Pitch in the dirt to Garza, a ball. What a nice afternoon for baseball in Brush, Colorado. Braxton Shelton working quickly, but from the stretch. And there it is. Garza calls time. Umpire grants it. Just to be able to break Shelton's rhythm. Outfield for Brush, straight away. Ball fouled off to Coach Miller at third base. Fields it with one hand and back to the pitcher, Shelton. Medium depth for the Beat Diggers in the outfield. Straight up infield. Runners at first and second, 1 out. Pitch, and the ball was squared. Pitch with Garza squared around, but pulled his bat back, and the ball skipped off of Ty Griffith's shin guard and to the right for a pass ball. So Jackson moves up to second. Carell moves up to third. 2 balls and a strike to Garza, the pitch. Curveball inside. 3 balls and a strike to Greg Garza, hitting a tremendous 692 coming into the game. Pitch from Shelton, and that ball is fouled down the third baseline. Metlin started in, but the ball continued to go foul. Count 3 balls, 2 strikes to Greg Garza, senior for the University Bulldogs. Wears number 3 on his back. Shelton gets a sign, rocks and fires, and Garza fouls that to the third base dugout. Coach Odell reaches up, one hand, grabs it, 1 hop, gets it back to his pitcher. The 3-2 pitch from Braxton Shelton. Runners at second and third, 1 out. The pitch, and that ball, curveball, and Garza stayed alive. Just hit the ball inside out down the right field line for a foul. Yaste had a 10-pitch at bat. Garza, this is an 8-pitch at bat, the pitch, and hits the ball out to center field. Krieger giving chase. Runners at third is going to score. Carell scores. And the throw to the plate. And River Jackson is out at the plate. Garza with the double. University takes a 1-0 lead. 2 outs in the inning. University with a 1-0 lead in the top of the third inning. Garza on at second, brings to the plate. Logan Getting hits from the left side. Garza wears number 3. Getting wears number 33. The pitch upstairs and out of the zone to the left-handed hitting Getting. Open stance by Getting, and Shelton offers to go to second, but nobody there. Just to give Garza a different look. Keep him close. Shelton rocks and fires, and the pitch fouled off, and that is out of play down the left field line. Schwint gave chase, but that ball made it into the Brush bullpen. University a run on 2 hits this inning. Brush made a nice play on the relay in order to be able to get the trail runner, River Jackson, at the plate. The pitch from Shelton, outside, a ball. 2 balls and a strike to Logan Getting. 51 pitches by Shelton, 32 strikes. The pitch at the knees. A ball. Had to make sure what the umpire had on that. Wasn't quite sure if he got his right arm up or not. Called it a ball. 3 balls and a strike to Getting. The pitch. And that ball skied to left field. Schwint over and under. And Garza rounds third, but doesn't matter. He doesn't score there. University scored a run in the top of the third inning on 2 hits. They leave 1 runner. There were no Brush errors. After 2.5 innings of play, University 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Brush Beat Diggers. Brush coming to the plate in the bottom of the third inning is Caden Schwint, who made the third out as he squeezed that ball that was hit out by Logan Getting to left field. Caden Schwint comes to the plate, hitting .280 on the season. Schwint, his batting average through the first half dozen games wasn't good at all, but it's been on the increase here of late. It seems like every game he gets a hit. He's 1 for 2, 1 for 3. And so his batting average is inching up. Not quite where it was last year, but encouraging to be able to see that against good competition, Sterling the last couple games, that Schwint had base hits, and his batting average is coming around. He's a good guy to hit at the 9-hole. Seems like he turns the lineup over a number of times and gets it back to the top of the order. Schwint wears number 14 on his back. Schwint's on-base percentage is .379. Logan Getting into the bottom of the third inning, 38 pitches. This is pitch number 39, and it is low and inside to Caden Schwint. See if Brush can get a run back here in the bottom of the third inning against Getting. Pitch from Getting. Strike at the waist on the outside corner. Getting and Yaste working together, the pitch, and Schwint fouls that down the right field line and out of play. Getting ahead in the count against Schwint, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The offering from Getting, upstairs, a ball, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Caden Schwint. High Plains Bank, your friendly local community bank serving Wiggins and all surrounding areas. Find out more at highplainsbank.com. The offering from Getting, and Schwint swings through that pitch for strike 3. Pitch was letter high on the inside portion of the plate. Kyle Willen, leadoff hitter for the Beet Diggers, comes to the plate. Willen struck out swinging his first time up against Getting. Pitch, strike, outside corner at the waist. No balls and strike to Kyle Willen. Wears number 13 on his back. The pitch from Getting. Curveball, a strike at the knees. Pitch started off right towards Willen's left shoulder, but crossed at the plate at the knees. Getting shaking off Yaste. The 0-2 count, the pitch, and the ball in the dirt. Yaste got a little bit lower to be able to see if they could change the eye position of the batter by going low. Imagine this one will be high, the pitch. Curveball. Strike 3. Outside corner, caught looking. 2 outs in the inning, bringing to the plate Caden Moriarty. Moriarty was caught looking by Logan Gettings offering in the first inning. Moriarty from the left side, the pitch from Getting, and Moriarty hits that ball down the left field line. It's going to be foul, and Cannon Padilla gets over and chases it down, but falls foul. Pitch from Getting to Moriarty. A ball outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Moriarty. I like Moriarty's name. It just rolls off the tongue. Caden Moriarty. The 1-1 pitch from Getting upstairs. And that goes through the catcher's glove. The ball goes to the screen. 2 balls and a strike to Moriarty. Pitch from Getting. And Moriarty hits a 2-hopper towards second base. And Greg Garza couldn't get it. He kept it in the infield, but couldn't corral it. We'll give it an infield single as Moriarty hit the ball hard. But Garza couldn't come up with a handle on it. So 2 outs, runner. Moriarty on at first, brings to the plate Braxton Shelton. Shelton walked his first time up. Moriarty with a short lead. Getting from the stretch. The offering. Pitch inside. And the ball got away from the catcher. So we'll call that a pass ball as Moriarty takes second base. The ball was inside, and it got on the backside of where Braxton Shelton was standing, and Yaste couldn't get the handle. The pitch from Getting fouled off at the plate by Braxton Shelton. The ball and a strike to Braxton. Runner on the pond. Caden Moriarty at second base for the Beet Diggers with 2 outs. That was one thing on Thursday this last week against Sterling that Brush just couldn't get 2 outs, runners around to be able to score. Sterling scored 9 of their 11 runs with 2 outs. Shelton fouls that back up and over the screen. A ball and 2 strikes to Braxton Shelton. 471 on the season with 5 home runs. We don't need a home run here. Base hit would be great. That'd score a run and tie things up. Then we can see about getting a crooked number up on the board. The pitch from Getting. Outside and low. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Braxton Shelton. Say University's outfield, especially the left and center fielder, are playing just a little bit deeper. The pitch from Getting inside and low, full count to Braxton Shelton. I think University knows that Braxton Shelton has a lot of power in his bat. He's been hitting really good, and so they're being careful. The 3-2 payoff pitch to Shelton, the offering, curveball, and Shelton hits the ball out to right field. Moriarty Brown's third and comes on home, and right fielder Parker Disparty on the warning track pulls that in for the out. So Brush did not capitalize on their opportunity with a runner at second base and 2 outs. They did get a hit, so no runs on 1 hit. There was no runners left, and there were no University errors. After 3 complete innings of play, University 1, Brush Beet Digger 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. To Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. University with a 1-0 lead over your Brush Beet Diggers. Logan Getting has 6 strikeouts for the University Bulldogs. For Braxton Shelton, he has 4 strikeouts to this point. Parker Disparty, who made the final out for the University Bulldogs in right field on the warning track on the ball hit by Braxton Shelton, comes to the plate. Disparty had the first hit in the game for University as he lined the ball up the middle. Braxton Shelton, top of the 4th inning, 53 pitches, 54 pitch on its way to Parker Disparty. The pitch, strike at the letters, center cut. Shelton got a burr under his saddle, gets on the mound, and he gets a sign, and he's ready to go. The offering in the dirt. Griffith scoops that up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Parker Disparty. Shelton working quickly, which is an understatement. That pitch took a little bit off and in the dirt, skips to the screen. Two balls, 1 strike, the offering, and check swing, strike. Anyway, Disparty just didn't pull the trigger, but it was going to be a strike regardless. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Disparty. Disparty come into the game hitting .359. His average went up after his single. Disparty fouls that back up and over the screen. University's been doing a really good job at fouling off pitches by Braxton Shelton. Shelton's numbers after the first 2 innings were pedestrian, but in the 3rd inning they increased by quite a bit. Pitch taken, curveball to Disparty, and Disparty hits the ball out to center field, and Jace Krieger squeezes that for the out. Medium depth, wasn't all the way to the fence. Krieger went about 10 steps to his right, and Schwint was backing that up. Keenan Padilla comes to the plate. He grounded out. And he inside outs that to right field for a base hit. Pitch was up in his eyes, maybe on the outside portion of the plate, and he just inside out of that. And nice piece of hitting by Keenan Padilla. Riggs Towell comes to the plate. Towell come into the game hitting .346. Padilla leads off first, 1 out. Shelton from the stretch gets a sign from Griffith, the offering. Strike at the knees. I like this umpire's strike zone. I think Braxton likes this umpire's strike zone. Shelton, Padilla with a big lead at first, and Shelton goes over to first to Hondo just to make sure that Padilla doesn't take too many opportunities, too many liberties. Padilla, 4 stolen bases on the season. Pitch from Shelton to Towel, a swinging strike at the waist on the inside part of the plate. Shelton ahead in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Padilla with a 3.5, 4-step lead at first base. Shelton steps off. Good idea. Three-step lead by Padilla. Pitch, grounded, 2-3 hop. Hinojos at first, and we got the out at first base by Hinojos to Maltos Garcia. Kanan Padilla moves up to second on the out. Two outs, and Padilla on at second. Connor Weber comes to the plate. Padilla leads off at second. The pitch from Shelton, a strike, outside corner at the knees. University with a run in the top of the third inning. Here we are in the fourth inning. 2 outs. The pitch from Shelton fell back to the screen by Weber. Shelton up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Weber struck out, swinging his first at bat. Casey Miller, coach for University, is just hoping that Weber can get something on, and strikes out, swinging this time on a pitch that was out of the zone. So for University, no runs, 1 hit, no brush errors, 1 runner left. After 3.5 innings, we're halfway through. University 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 1-0 lead over your Brush Beet Diggers. Halfway through, and we're right at an hour old. I trust the station did the top of the hour ID, 1010 KSIR. Logan Getting on the hill for the University Bulldogs has given up 2 hits through 3 innings. Dalton Yates throws that down after the last warm-up pitch. Logan Getting 57 pitches through 3 innings, so right at 19 per inning. Getting's 57 pitches resulted in 32 strikes, 25 balls. Coming to the plate for your Brush Beet Diggers is a cleanup hitter, Ty Griffith. Griffith had a single, infield single, his first at bat. Hit the ball hard into the hole, and River Jackson corralled it, but they weren't able to get the fielder's choice at second or the out at first. Griffith fouls that first pitch back up and over the screen. Griffith, number 10 on his back. The pitch from Getting. And Griffith hits that ball out to center field. And Tate Chacon comes in and had to come in hard to short right center field, but is able to corral that and pull it in for the out. Cesar Hinojos comes to the plate. Cesar struck out. 3-2 pitch, looking. Getting gets a sign from Dalton Yaste. The offering from Getting, outside, a ball. Padilla at third, Jackson at short. The pitch from Getting, a ball outside. Garza at second. Riggs Towell, the first baseman. Left fielder Connor Weber. Center Tate Chacon. Right fielder Parker Disparty. Pitch from Getting to Hinojos. Strike at the knees on the inside corner. 2 balls and a strike. Getting the sign, the offering, and Hinojos hits the ball. 2-hopper to Garza at second, over to Towell at first for the out.
Now batting right field number 6, Ivan Cardenas.
Ivan Cardenas comes to the plate. Ivan grounded out his first at bat. Game moving along rather quickly on a beautiful afternoon with not much wind. The pitch from Getting fell back into the screen by Cardenas. The offering from Getting to Cardenas. Ball inside and low. Ball on a strike. To Ivan with an open stance. Choked up a little bit on the bat. The offering. And Cardenas hits a ball towards Garza. Garza squeezes it for the third out. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Beet Diggers. After 4 complete innings of play, University 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Looks at Sunset Field in Brush, Colorado. Your Beet Diggers trail the University Bulldogs 1-0. University comes into the game with an 11-2 overall record. Their losses are to 2 4A schools. Severance, they lost on March 31st, and then they lost to Loveland on April 1st. And they are on a 7-game winning streak ever since then. University is 7-0 in league play within the Patriot League at this point.
Leading off for the Bulldogs in the top of the 5th, center field
Tate
number
Chacon comes to the plate for University here in the top of the 5th inning. Chacon struck out, swinging his first at bat. Brush with a 7-5 overall record, 4-4 in league. Brush's losses are to Fort Morgan. They're still in the top 10 in 4A. The pitch from Shelton, the strike at the knees. Brush's other losses 2 times to Eaton, and Eaton is in top 4 within 3A. Ball hit by Chacon out to Schwint in left field. Schwint made his voice heard. Krieger backs off, and Schwint squeezes that for the out.
number 1, Dalton Yates.
Short left center field. But Schwint had a beat on it all the way, 1 out. And Brush's other 2 losses were this last weekend, Thursday and Saturday, to Sterling. 11-3 wasn't the close game, but on Saturday, Brush lost 4-3 nail biter. Pitch from Shelton to Yates, a curveball at the knees, a strike. Yates called for time. Umpire grants it. Shelton was ready to go. Shelton rocks and fires, curveball. Swung on, big swing by Yates. But he misses everything as he's out on his front foot. His head's towards third base. Yates wears number 1. The pitch from Shelton. Strikeout, outside corner at the knees. Strikeout looking. 10 pitch at bat. Dalton Yates first at bat against
27, River Jackson.
Braxton Shelton. This at bat, a 3-pitch strikeout by Braxton Shelton. River Jackson, top of the lineup, comes to the plate. 1 for 2 on the day. Jackson was cut down at the plate after the lead run scores. First pitch fouled back up and over the screen. Carell was the lead runner, and he scored easily, but Jackson cut down at the plate for the out to keep University from their second run. The 0-1 offering, Shelton upstairs, a ball to River Jackson. Jackson wears 27 on his back. University's white uniforms with the navy blue numbering. And the bulldog, the silver bulldog on the left chest, the pitch. Swung on and missed by River Jackson. Jackson, a junior for the Bulldogs. 1-2 pitch to River Jackson. Shelton on that rubber and ready to fire. Curveball, and ball hit foul down the left field line. Past third baseman, but past Coach Miller in the third base coach's box. 2 balls, 2 strikes. What did I do here? There we go. I hit the wrong button. 1 ball, 2 strikes to River Jackson. The pitch from Shelton. Swung on and missed. Shelton strikes out River Jackson. University, no runs on no hits, nobody left, no Brush Beat Digger errors. After 4.5 innings of play, University 1, Brush Beat Diggers 0. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Beautiful afternoon for baseball in Brush, Colorado. Brush Beat Diggers trail the University Bulldogs 1-0. Brush Beat Diggers come to the plate in the bottom half of the 5th inning. For the Beat Diggers, Alejandro Maltos Garcia comes to the plate. He'll be facing Logan Getting. Hondo grounded out his first time up. Through the 13 games that University has played, they've outscored their opponents 157 runs to 48 runs. So roughly 12 to 3 each game. Brush Beat Diggers have outscored their opponents 107 runs to 65 runs. So in 12 games, so probably about 7 to 5, 7 to 4, somewhere around in there would be an average game for the Brush Beat Diggers. With those 5 losses that the Beat Diggers have against top 10 competition, the pitch from Getting to Hondo, a ball. You know, when you look at the record 7-5, you say, "Oh my, Brush isn't playing well." But the thing is, they've played well against Eaton. They played the second game. They played well against Sterling the second game, and they lost to Fort Morgan 1-0. So there was 3 games that Brush was in, could have won, and they're facing the tough competition. First game to University. University's up 1-0. The ball hit from Hondo over to River Jackson. Jackson scoops it up and gets it over to Riggs Towel for the out at first base. Jace Krieger comes to the plate, struck out swinging his first at bat. Getting Yaste working. Ball fouled off by Krieger up past the first base dugout. So, you know, on first glance, 7-5 record, that looks not good, but when you consider the competition, it's like, you know what, Brush is doing okay. They just have to get over a few mental hurdles. The pitch from Getting to Krieger, a ball. Count evens at 1. Getting rocks and fires. And Krieger Line drive, one hopper out to Garza. Garza over to Towel at first, and Towel corrals it for the out. 2 outs in the inning.
Now batting left field number 14, Caden Schwint.
Caden Schwint comes to the plate for the Brush Beet Diggers with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's just a few obstacles that the Beet Diggers have. They're 7-5. They face University today. They face them again on Thursday up in Greeley. The pitch from Getting. Check swing by Schwint. Pitch was up in his eyes. He just probably trying to get out of the way, but the bat did come around for a strike. Pitch from Getting, and Schwint fouls that back into the screen. So Schwint finds himself in the 0-2 hole. Realistically, Brush in this game, they could win, they could lose. Thursday, they could win, they could lose. Let's just say they lose today, they lose Thursday, they're 7-7. But from that point on, the rest of the season, Brush has a very good chance to run the table when you take a look at the competition of who they've played and who they have yet to play. The 0-2 pitch from Getting, and Schwint swings and strikes out. So a 1-2-3 inning by Logan Getting. Logan Getting strikes out Caden Schwint. Swinging. No runs, no hits, no errors. Brush Beet Diggers trail the University Bulldogs after 5 complete innings of play. University 1, Brush 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Things in the books here at Sunset Field, Brush, Colorado. Brush Beet Diggers trail the University Bulldogs 1-0 in a pitcher's duel between Braxton Shelton and Logan Getting. Greg Garza will come to the plate for the University Bulldogs. Garza, the number 2 hitter in the lineup for University. And as I mentioned earlier, Garza come to the game hitting .692. Struck out his first time up, but hit a double his second at bat. So Garza officially 1 for 2 on the day. I'm sure Garza to be able to keep his average close to .692. If he gets a hit here, his average goes down. He's 2 for 3. The pitch from Shelton took a little bit off. Curveball, inside corner, a ball. Garza, open stance, short swing, and fouls that towards the left side. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. Everybody chased that ball down the left field line, and they're waiting for that ball to be put back in play. The umpire had extra in his bag, but waited for that ball to be put back in play. Shelton with the sign. Curveball to Garza in the dirt, a ball. 2 balls and a strike. Braxton Shelton, pitch number 80, on his way, and that ball grounded, infield single. Hinojosa picks it up, but Garza gets down the line quick enough that he legs that out for a single, infield single by Greg Garza. 2 for 3, and his average goes down. How about that? So Garza on at first, nobody out. Hondo, Shelton, and Griffith get together at the mound. Hey, what are we going to do to keep Garza close? What are we going to do with Logan Getting, who hits from the left side? Getting coming into the game, hitting .487, 19 hits, 18 RBIs. Nothing but good things for Logan Getting in the books at this point. Garza leads off, Shelton from the stretch, the offering, and ball hit back up the middle for a base hit. Garza just gets to second base as Krieger gets to the ball quick enough and gets the ball back into Hinojos at second base. So
Batting right field,
runners
5,
first and second, Garza at second, getting at first, and we have a pinch courtesy runner for the pitcher, Logan Getting, and it's Cade Van Bieber. Parker Disparty, 1 for 2 unofficially on the day. Runners at first and second, the pitch. Strike at the knees. Shelton put a little wrinkle on that one. Everybody has their eyes on Coach Miller at third as he gives his signals. Shelton, the offering. Strike. Letter high, outside corner. Shelton up in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Brush needs to do anything and everything in order to keep University from scoring just so they can stay in touch. The 0-2, the pitch upstairs, changes eye level to Parker Disparty. Disparty 6'3", 180, listed in the books. The 1-2 pitch from Braxton Shelton to Parker Disparty, and just to keep Garza close at second, just in case Coach Miller has something cooking here with his base runners at first and second. Van Bieber at first, Garza at second. Rocks and fires. Strike 3, outside corner, at the knees. Strikeout looking. Perfect pitch by Braxton Shelton.
number 9.
Pitch 85 by Braxton. Braxton's thrown 59 strikes, so he's more than 2/3 strikes, so he's probably hitting 67, 68% strikes. That's a good percentage. Infield, second, short. And pitch offered at by the batter, Kenan Padilla, but umpire, yep, we're going to call a strike on that because he did offer at that pitch. Umpire at the plate did not call that initially and looked for some help from his buddy on the bases. And Mr. Smock came up with the strike. 86 pitches, Braxton Shelton, the 0-1 pitch. Upstairs, changes eye level to Padilla. Padilla hitting .349, 14 RBIs on the season. Griffith and Shelton get together about halfway between the mound and home plate. Talk about strategy or what they need to do in order to be able to take care of Padilla. Coach Miller already gave his signs to his runners, his batter. Shelton gets a sign from his battery mate, Ty Griffith. The 1-1 offering. Upstairs, ball 2. 2-1 the count. This is huge. Brush needs to come up with a double play here in order to get out of this inning. That'd be great. A 6-4-3 would be ideal. Shelton, the sign, the 2-1 pitch, low. 3 balls and a strike. Padilla going to be looking for a center cut fastball in order to see if he can do damage and drive in Greg Garza at second base. The pitch offered, and the ball hit towards second base, and we get the force out at second, and that ball is to the screen and safe at home. So University has a 2-0 lead. So we have the runner out at second on the play by Welland to Hinojos. Kenan Padilla on at first, And then Greg Garza comes home on the throw
First base, number 21.
in order to
Towel.
take the 2-1 lead. Shelton gets a sign. The offering is strike. The 0-1 pitch to Riggs Towel, 0 for 2 on the day. Kanan Padilla, 4-step lead at first, the pitch. The ball hit towards Hinojos at short and over to first. And the ball to the screen. And Casey Miller is going to hold up Kanan Padilla at first. So the error on the throw by Hinojos.
Now batting left field, number 20, Connor Weber.
First and third, 2 out. Connor Weber comes to the plate, 0 for 2, struck out swinging both times. Braxton Shelton, 91 pitches. And I could be off a few pitches as we had technical difficulties in the first inning. The pitch from Shelton swung on and missed. Pitch that was letter high. Braxton Shelton can hardly wait in order to be able to throw pitches to Connor Weber. Top of the 6th inning, University has scored a run. And the runner takes off at second. And defensive indifference, and he's on at second base. Shelton stepped off the rubber, looked at him, looked at third. Padilla didn't go anywhere, and then defensive indifference just let him go ahead and take second base. So we got runners at second and third. Towel at second, Padilla at third. Pitch from Shelton to Weber. Swung on and missed. Shelton up in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. There's 2 outs. Weber with 2 strikeouts already, and the pitch fouled up and over the screen. Weber just barely stays alive. Shortened his swing up and really just was trying to make contact. It's what you like to see, you know, when you got a batter, 2-strike approach. Shelton from the full windup, the 0-2, the offering in the dirt. Griffith keeps it in front of him. Padilla leads off at third, but no dice, no place to go. Towel at second. University with a run on 2 hits here in the top of the 6th inning. The pitch from Shelton fouled back by Weber. Shelton ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away, about halfway in depth in the outfield. Infield, normal depth. And Weber calls a timeout. Umpire grants it. The 6th pitch to Connor Weber coming up in this at bat. The pitch a little bit low. Two balls, 2 strikes to Connor Weber. Count evens 2-2. 2 outs, 2 on. University with a 2-0 lead in the top of the 6th inning against your Brush Beet Diggers. Shelton, the sign, the 2-2. Weber calls time again. Doing a little bit of cat and mouse. Shelton, 97 pitches, 98th pitch. Ball hit out to right center field. That's going to drive in 2 runs. And Weber will have a stand-up double. And University has a 4-0 lead. Unfortunate for the Beet Diggers, but a nice hit and a nice at bat by Weber just to keep battling.
Now batting center field number 2, Peyton Chacon.
And he comes up big with a 2-out, 2-run double to right center field. Tate Chacon, 0 for 2 on the day, comes to the plate. The offering, strike on the outside corner at the waist by Braxton Shelton. Pitch number 100 for Braxton Shelton. In the offering, rocks and fires. A ball outside. Shelton, 100 pitches, 68 strikes. And like I said, I could be off just a few. This might be Braxton's last inning. 1-1. Count is even to Tate Chacon. 0 for 2 on the day. The offering. Strike. Center cut. Thigh high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. To Mr. Chacon. Connor Weber leads off from second, takes off to third. Pitch. Curveball. Shelton takes a little bit off, and Chacon does not offer at it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Weber steals third base without a throw. The 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. The pitch. Ball 3. Braxton Shelton. 103 pitches. Top of the 6th inning, the 3-2. Strike 3. Wow. Nice pitch by Braxton for the out. And Tate Chacon did not offer at that. University scores 3 runs on 3 hits. There was 1 Brush Beet Digger error, and there was 1 runner left on base for the University Bulldogs after 5.5 innings of play. University 4, Brush Beet Diggers 0. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. Of the 6th inning, University got a crooked number on the board in the top of the 6th inning. Kyle Wellen comes to the plate for the Brush Beet Diggers here in the bottom of the 6th. University got the crooked number 3 up on the board, so they've got a 4-0 lead over the Brush Beet Diggers. Line score at this point in the game, University 4 runs on 7 hits, no errors, and they've left 4 on base. Brush, no runs on 2 hits. Brush has committed an error and 3 runners left on base. Logan Getting comes to the bottom of the 6th inning, 75 pitches, 44 strikes. And Kyle Wellen comes to the plate, 0 for 2. Kyle's first name starts with the letter K, and that's what he's done twice so far today. See if we can get a different result here in the bottom of the 6th as Kyle leads off against Logan Getting. The pitch, curveball, up and out of the zone. Ball 1. Getting and Yaste working together. The offering. Strike at the knees. Center cut.
Now batting second base number 13, Kyle Wellen.
Yaste getting down low, 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 and the pitch from Getting up, up, up. 2 balls and a strike. See what Yeast does on this offering from Getting. Gets down low again, the offering, and swung on and missed. Pitch that was right at the waist. And Wellen swings through that pitch. No, 2 balls, 2 strikes to Kyle Wellen, the second baseman today for the Brush Beet Diggers. Getting rocks and fires, strikes Wellen out. Swinging as Wellen swings at a pitch, letter high.
Now batting number 20.
Caden Moriarty comes to the plate with 1 out. Outfield, medium depth, straightaway, left, center, and right. Infield, deep in the infield. The pitch from Getting to Moriarty, a strike at the knees on the outside corner. Getting gets a sign, the offering. Up. Oh, I thought that pitch was upstairs. I complimented the umpire in the last half inning, saying, hey, you've called a great game. And I think he just missed that pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. I'm sorry. I have 1 ball, 1 strike. The count is no balls, 2 strikes to Moriarty. The 0-2 offering from Getting. And Moriarty swings through that pitch for strike 3 for 2 outs.
Now batting pitcher number 18, Braxton Shelton.
Shelton comes to the plate. Officially 0 for 1 on the day. He walked his first at bat. Grounded out his second at bat. Curveball takes a little bit off. Getting on the offering to Shelton, a strike. Shelton didn't offer at that curveball, the pitch from Getting. And Shelton grounds that ball, foul down the third baseline. Third baseman Padilla goes over and scoops it up, gets it back to his pitcher. Getting, cruising along, 2-hitter. Bunch of strikeouts. Pitch from Getting. And Shelton hits that ball to left center field, and that ball's back, and gone. So that breaks up the scoreless game for the Beet Diggers as Braxton Shelton hits a home run over the left center field fence. I thought Braxton got a good portion of that. I didn't think it had enough in order to get out, but hey, I'm used to the wind blowing. There was no wind today, and that ball just took off and sailed and cleared the fence by maybe 15 feet in left center field. Tate Chacon just went back, ran out of room, warning track in the fence, and home run it is. So Brush scores a run in the bottom of the 6th inning on Braxton Shelton's home run. Ty Griffith comes to the plate. That's the 6th home run by Braxton Shelton, and Griffith fouls the first pitch to the screen. It's good to see that Brush does not get shut out. See if Brush can dig down a little bit and score another run here in this inning. Shorten things up for him for the 7th inning. Second offering from Getting to Griffith. Curveball upstairs and out of the zone. Getting rocks and fires. Griffith pops that up and foul and over right next to the batting cage down the first baseline. And Riggs Towel squeezes that for the out for the 3rd out. So Brush scored 1 run on 1 hit. There were no University errors, and there was no runners left on base after 6 complete innings of play. University 4, Brush 1. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. At field, as we go to the 7th inning, there's been a pitching change by the Brush Beet Diggers. This pitching change is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, Greg Mullen and his team are there to make the insurance world easy for you. Call them today at 842-4555. For the Brush Beet Diggers, Cesar Hinojos goes to the hill, and Braxton Shelton slides over to shortstop. Braxton was sitting in the 104, 105 range on his pitch count, and no way would have been able to continue after but maybe a batter here in the 7th inning. So Brush makes the pitching change before the inning starts. So Hinojos comes to the hill, and Hinojos on the season .27 ERA in 11 innings pitched. Cesar has struck out 13 in those 11 innings and offered up 3 base on balls. Dalton Yaste will come to the bat for the University Bulldogs. The Bulldogs with a 4-1 lead as we go to this top of the 7th inning. Looks like everybody else has stayed. Schwint in left, Krieger in center, Cardenas in right. Metlin at short, Metlin at third, Shelton at short, Wellen at second, Maltos Garcia at first, Griffith behind the plate, and Cesar Hinojos with his first pitch to Dalton Yaste. Strike on the inside corner, strike. Hinojos ahead in the count to the number 9 hitter, Yaste, 0-1 the pitch, and that ball popped up. Maltos Garcia over in foul ground, squeezes that for the out.
Now batting, shortstop number 27, River Jackson.
River Jackson comes to the plate. Jackson 1 for 3 on the day, unofficially. Single and 2 strikeouts. Jackson, the leadoff hitter for the University Bulldogs, who have a 4-1 lead over your Brush Bead Diggers. Hinojos inside a ball. Hinojos asked where was it. Looked like it was pretty close to being a strike. Hinojos pitch normally has a little bit of a tail to it, so just that natural movement. Pitch fouled towards third base, and Metlin back and fields it on one hop and throws over to Maltos Garcia, and that's an error on Metlin's throw. Metlin had to back up in order to get it, had plenty of time,
Now batting, second base,
but
number Greg
on his throw, Maltos Garcia could not get that for the out at first base. Jackson would have been out had the throw been on target. Comes to the plate. Greg Garza, 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a double and a strikeout, and Garza's batting average has gone down. Amazing, isn't it? Jackson leads off at second. Hinojos, the sign, the offering, and the ball hit out to right field, Cardenas. We're going to have a tag up at second. Jackson tags up. Cardenas squeezes the ball and gets the ball back into the second base. And we have the out, sacrifice fly by Garza to right field. Two outs in the inning. Logan Getting comes to the plate with a runner at third base with a 4-1 lead. Hinojos, first pitch outside to the left-handed hitting Getting. One and 0 to Logan Getting, 1 for 3 unofficially on the day, and that pitch low and outside to number 33, Logan Getting, who's pitched himself a gem today, 3-hitter, but 2-hitter through 5 innings, but in the 7th inning, Braxton Shelton hit a home run in order to break up the shutout, and that was the 3rd hit. Getting swings through the pitch that offered by Hinojos. 2 balls and a strike to Logan Getting. Hinojos looks in from Griffith, the pitch, and that ball fouled back and to the left side. I think that made the neighbor's backyard Off to the left. 2-2 pitch with 2 outs to Getting. Hinojos gets the sign, rocks and fires, and the pitch at the knees, strikeout. Not looking. So University, no runs, no hits, no errors for Brush, and there was 1 runner left on base. There was 1 error by Brush, so there was 1 runner left on base. After 6.5 innings of play, University 4, Brush 1. You're listening to Beat Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. 6.5 innings in the books. University with a 4-1 lead over your Brush Beat Diggers. Cesar Hinojos comes to the plate for the Brush Beat Diggers. Logan Getting sitting at 93 pitches, looks to finish what he started. Getting 58 strikes, 35 balls. Dalton Yates with the throwdown after the warm-up pitches are completed. Brush 3 hits today. 1 run off the bat of Braxton Shelton. We're sitting on 1 hour and 47 minutes. Hinojos comes to the plate, seeing if he can do something against Logan Getting, and swings through the first pitch, a strike. Getting gets a sign from Yates in the pitch, and Hinojos swings through that pitch. Hinojos looks to extend the inning by getting on base, the 0-2 offering. And Hinojos hits the ball out to right field, and that ball is over the fence, and there's a car that parked in right field, and that ball hit the windshield square, and the window shattered. So Cesar Hinojos with a home run to make the score 4-2. Ivan Cardenas comes to the plate. Nobody out. Coach Casey Miller comes to the mound to talk to his pitcher, Logan Getting, just to make sure that everything is good. Premier Farm Credit understands production ag and has been serving our rural communities for over 100 years with locations in Sterling, Fort Morgan, Yuma, and Holyoke. Coach Miller just making sure that Getting is okay. He's only out there with Yates and Getting. Getting assures Coach Miller, hey, I'm good. The 91st pitch by Logan Getting deposited in right field. Ivan Cardenas comes to the plate, 0-2 on the day. Getting gets a sign from Yates. Cardenas calls time. Maybe, just maybe, 4-2. See if Brush can make that single run a crooked number. The pitch from Getting upstairs, a ball to Ivan Cardenas. Ivan Cardenas on the season, 7 base on balls. The pitch from Getting in the dirt, a ball. And I'm sure Casey Miller, coach for University, is telling his guys, hey, we need to go get warmed up. He does have somebody down the right field line. I can't tell who it is warming up. Miller's going to go check to make sure. The 2-0 pitch. 2 pops to Jackson at first, over to Towell at first for the out. So from shortstop to first, Jackson to Towell, 6-3, ground out. First out in the inning. 6-3 on the putout. Hondo comes to the plate. 2 infield groundouts today. Score 4-2 University over the Brush Beet Diggers, and Hondo takes the first pitch and pops it up foul. Foul ground. Towel steps about 5 steps into foul ground by first base and the first base coach's box and squeezes it for the second out. 2 outs in the inning. The Beet Diggers are down to their last hitter. Jace Krieger comes to the plate. First pitch from Logan Getting. Strike at the knees on the inside corner. Getting is going to see if he can get out of here under 100 pitches. The pitch from Getting, a strike on the inside corner. Pitch 97. Jace Krieger digs in, down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Open stance, chokes up. Getting the offering, down in the dirt. A ball and 2 strikes to Jace Krieger. Brush has scored 2 runs, 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, both on home runs. Pitch from Getting. A ball, an outside in the dirt. Skips away from Dalton Yates. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Jace Krieger. Caden Schwint stands in the on deck, hoping that he gets a chance. Krieger, the offering from Getting, grounded to first, 1 hopper to Riggs Towel for the out. Ground out, unassisted by the first baseman. Score, final score for the game, University 4, Brush 2. I'll be back in 1 minute in order to be able to do a recap, and then we'll close everything out. University beat the Brush Beet Diggers 4-2. You're listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network. One set field in Brush, Colorado. Your Brush Beet Diggers lost to the University Bulldogs 4-2. University scores 4 runs on 7 hits. They had no errors, and University left 5 runners on base. For your Brush Beet Diggers, they scored 2 runs on 4 hits. Brush committed 2 errors, and they left 3 runners on base. The Beet Diggers today, Braxton Shelton on the hill for 6 innings, gave up 4 runs, 2 of them earned, had 9 strikeouts, and only gave up 1 base on ball. For University, Logan Getting pitched a complete game, 2-run game, both runs earned, struck out 9 himself, and only gave up 1 base on ball. University scored a run on a double in the 3rd inning in order to take a 1-0 lead, and that held through 5 innings, and then University was able to break it open in the 6th inning when they scored 3 runs, all on 2 outs, and University, with those 3 runs, increased their lead to 4-0. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Braxton Shelton came up and hit a home run in order to bring Brush to a 4-1 game at that point. And then in the 7th inning, Cesar Hinojos came in and pitched a shutout inning. And in the bottom of the 7th inning, Cesar Hinojos came to the plate and hit a home run to right field and hit a car in right field. Looks to me like the window got shattered. So for the Brush Beet Diggers, they ended up losing today's game to the University Bulldogs 4-2, a close ball game. University on the season moves to 12-2, 8-0 in league. Brush falls to 7-6 overall, 4-5 in league. These same two teams play on Thursday in Greeley at University High School at 4 o'clock. John Beltran will have the call on that. The Brush postgame show is brought to you by Stubbs Gas and Oil. Fill up your cooler and gas up your car at Stubbs Gas and Oil. Easy and convenient, which makes them the only stop you need on your way to the big game. Brush Beet Diggers fall to a team that is ranked second, third, whether it's RPI, whether it's coaches poll. Good team. University is very disciplined, and they play real well. Brush hung with them. Didn't have many opportunities, but hopefully on Thursday, Brush can gain a split up in Greeley. We'll just call this the day University beat your Brush Beet Diggers. University 4, Brush Beet Diggers 2. You've been listening to Brush Beet Digger Baseball. The sound engineer and producer of Brush Beet Digger Baseball is Rose Condis. I'm Kevin Fergus with the final score, University 4, Brush 2. You've been listening to Beet Digger Baseball on 1010 KSIR and the Eastern Plains Sports Network.